guys, welcome back to Six Side Calcio. Today I'm joined with Danny and Joe.
How are you guys?
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, so Enzo couldn't make it today, unfortunately. He's just busy doing something. But we had to get the show on, so it's just us two going to give our opinions on the latest rumors, and we're going to get right into this.
Yeah, so first of all, let me just start off. We had some questions on the Twitter and Instagram since we asked you guys. And the first question we have is by Jeff SSD on Instagram. He goes, how's it going during this quarantine? And stay safe, you guys. Jeff, it's been good. I've done a lot of stuff. We've done a lot of stuff for Six Side, especially like edits and stuff, getting our name out there. But besides Six Side, just relaxing, finishing school. It's been a good quarantine for me. Try to stay safe, try to stay my distance from other people, and I feel like I'm doing a good job at it. Right now, I kind of sound stuffy. That's because it's allergy season for me, and I forgot to take my pill today. So, yeah. So, how you guys been doing during this quarantine break?
I've been doing good. I've been trying to keep entertained. I've been going out when I need to go out, but keeping distance, keeping safe, working on Six Side, and been watching a lot of old FA Cup soccer. I've been watching the 1999 FA Cup whole tournament, so it's really good. Learned a lot of cool things. I just hope City A starts implementing these things. I would love to watch some classic City A games live on TV, but let's just hope. But yeah, I've been staying entertained as much as I could. Joe?
Yeah, I've been just finished school a couple months ago here. I've been working 2 days a week. Trying to keep my distance from everybody. It's a bad thing that we're going through right now, but hopefully it gets better soon. We've been working a lot on Six Side, with the podcast and all. And we just hope that soon everything comes back to normal. We could go back to watching Serie A and enjoying life.
Yeah, and right, you know how you were watching the FA Cups and stuff? Have you been watching the World Cup games that the FIFA's been advertising on YouTube as well?
Yeah, I've been watching as much. I've been watching old Champions League games that UEFA, the old Euros, the old World Cup, old FA Cup. It's just I've been watching these old games, and it's just interesting to see the style of play.
Yeah, how the games changed.
I think it was United Arsenal I was watching, and when they scored a goal, I think it was Giggs. When Giggs scored the winning goal, you can see he goes to the fans, and usually you hug the fans. But, I don't know if this was, allowed or whatever, but the fans would jump out from, their seats,
go into the
field, and hug the players, and then they go back in their seat. Nowadays, you do that, and what happens? You're going to get ejected from the stadium and everything.
Yeah, no, in England, it's always a big thing. I've seen the games where they score, 90th minute winners, and then they go to the fans. They're I'm here, and then the fans hug them. It's like meeting Jesus for the first time or something. It's sick. It's really cool to see as a fan.
It's a good atmosphere. But I was just shocked to see that they hopped out of their seat over the barricade to go on the field and hug them, and then go back in the seats and they were allowed.
Yeah, now
everything's changed. Everything's changed now.
Too.
Yeah.
And I remember a few weeks ago I was watching Italy versus Germany 2006. I've seen the game over many times, just to say that. And watching that game, I was like, holy, how well did Italy defend that game? They were phenomenal. And Cannavaro stood out to me because that guy, he was everywhere. That game, he was everywhere. And I can probably debate this, that he probably had the best single-handedly, best defensive performer by one individual I have ever seen in my life.
Well, that's why he won the Ballon d'Or.
Phenomenal, yeah. It was. I know I watched the game many times and stuff, but if you pick a player and watch the game again, you'll see what they do the whole game. And I picked Cannavaro because I'm like, you know what? Let's just see. Because I remember seeing the second goal was phenomenal too, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just see what he did well throughout the whole game. He was a one-man army, a one-man wall back there. It was phenomenal.
That's a player that every team needs right now.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think if he was growing up this day and age, I think he'd be the best defender in the world for many years. Just now, say from 2015 to now, I think he could have been.
He pissed on Van Dijk.
I think I think he's better than Van Dijk. I don't care where anyone says.
He'd make Virgil van Dijk look like a Daniele Rugani.
Probably. Cannavaro, Italy's defense is always good. I've never worried about Italy's defense. Like it's
the only time we're worrying now is past the Chiellini and Bonucci era.
Yeah.
You know, there's good defenders like Romagnoli and stuff like that, but there's not great defenders like a Chiellini and Bonucci.
But I think though, those one guys like are gonna step up in the future too, and we'll see them again. Now we'll go to the second question. This one's by Calcio Fan Blogs, who we had on the podcast a few weeks ago, or last podcast actually. He asked, "Do you guys believe in the Pjanic swap rumors?" I'll start off with this one. I think it could be a good move, and I believe it could be true. I feel like Juve are missing that creative midfielder who can collect the ball from the back and play it out to either Ronaldo, give it to Dybala, or just calm the play down and make plays happen. I feel like Pjanic, I think he's done, in my opinion. He hasn't been the same since he's left Roma, maybe even after that first year at Juve. And Jorginho, we know what, especially me, I know what Jorginho's capable of. And I feel like on his day, in the Serie A, when he used to play for Napoli, I think he was one of the best midfielders in the Serie A, probably one of the best passing midfielders in the world, at times too. Like, he would make passes, I'm just like, holy. And you guys know you have a penalty taker now too, because that guy is Mr. Automatic when he takes penalties. So I believe that if the rumors are true, I think it's going to be a good pickup for Juve. And it's not like they're giving up much as well. So I'll let you guys take the floor since you guys are the Juve fans and experts too.
Yeah, I'll go here. There's multiple rumors with Pjanic. We're just trying to get rid of him. Like Danny said, he hasn't been the same since he left Roma. He has a few games here and there that he performed well in the Juve shirt, but nothing impressive. And the past couple of seasons, he's just been terrible. He's just been slow on the ball, couldn't get the ball up to the strikers. So I think it's time for him to go. Barcelona are interested in him. They want to do a swap for Artur or a Rakitic and Semedo. So with that deal, Artur, I don't want him. Really doesn't want to come to Juve. We don't need a Brazilian Rabiot here. I only want players who want to join Juve. If he doesn't want to join Juve and he wants to rot on the Barca bench, he could be my guest. He could stay there. I don't care. So I don't think that deal is going to happen. In terms of Chelsea, I think that's the most likely to happen because Sadi really wants Jorginho. So I think that's the most likely to happen. I'll be happy with Jorginho.
Yeah.
At Juve, I really liked him at Napoli. Really liked him in Italy.
And he played under Sarri too, so that's a big thing too. Like, that's good. He's going to a coach that he's familiar with, and he's going into a system. He's going into a system where he grew up playing at Napoli. Not grew up playing, but he developed his game under Napoli, and that's where Jorginho for me was at his best under Sarri. He wasn't that good when he first came, and you could see glimpses when under Benitez and stuff. But for me, under Sarri, that was his best season. With Napoli, when he was with Sarri.
Sarri really gave him confidence in that role. He even gave him confidence when he took him from Napoli to bring him to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And if he wants to bring him back, it really says the relationship the two have, which is good. So I think that's like the most favorable outcome, but the one I want the most. My opinion is from PSG and Paredes. I really liked him when he was at Roma. I think he could be
even at not Pescara. Was it Pescara? Paredes, he was. Empoli, he was good too.
Yeah. So,
I liked him too. I like Paredes too.
He's a good player.
Paredes
even from
is
PSG,
good.
He just hasn't been given the chance. I think at Juve he'll be given the chance. So I think that's the one I want to happen. But if Jorginho happens, I won't be rolling in my sleep.
Yeah. Joe, what do you think about the Pjanic and Jorginho rumors?
With Pjanic and Jorginho, Pjanic, since I'd say after the first season at Juve, the first season he did very well. He played his role, he did what he had to do and got the job done. But I think since then, like Francesco said, that we only seen little glimpses of him. One game he's playing good, the next game he doesn't know what he's doing. And he's very inconsistent player. We play him in front of the defense, and it seems like the only things he does is pass backwards. When we bought him, we thought he was the type of player like Pirlo to get the ball and send it over to the top. But in the last 4 or 5 seasons, we've never seen that. couple free kick goals there, here and there, and that's pretty much it from Pjanic. For the swap deals, we got from Barca Arthur, but we know that he doesn't want to come. So that's not a player that Juve should go after. We shouldn't get players that don't want to come to our team, because at the end they're not going to fight for the jersey or fight for a position. And I was even hearing that they want to offer maybe like a Rakitic or a Vidal plus another squad player like a Todibo. I was hearing, or like Francesco said, it's Sedmedo. But that's not enough for Pjanic. You know, he's not the greatest player, Miran Pjanic, but at the same time we shouldn't be bent over for other teams to get like, you know, squad players for Juve. This is a time, like I said, many podcasts, so I say this over and over. This is a time now that in the next 2 years, 1 year, that we need to get the best of the best, because once Ronaldo leaves and once Chiellini and Bonucci, you know, they're getting up there, that there's not going to be as much of a chance to win the Champions League. So now's the time where we have to go out. You know, we could get rid of a player like Miran Pjanic, but we have to get a player back that's either on the same par or that's even better.
Well, I hope he's even better. Pjanic is shit for us.
Yeah, Pjanic
Jorginho is better, in my opinion.
So in my opinion, I agree with that.
He hasn't had the best season this year, but last year he was really good. Under Sadi, he was really good. This year under Lampard, I'm pretty sure he's playing like a slightly different role. I'm not too sure because I'm not familiar with Chelsea's style and stuff. But I know a lot of people are, as well, like Chelsea fans, are saying that he's not that. He's a good player, but he's having a poor season.
Well, it's also the team too. Like all these Chelsea fans think Pjanic is going to go and fix all their problems. The team itself it's a bunch of academy players. Chelsea's filled with a bunch of academy players. They're not going to win the Premier League like that. Sure, they could build for the future and they can build some talents up, which is good. But
they have some talent. They need players that can play now. That's what they need, Chelsea. And
they lost their stars.
I don't know.
Courtois.
They lost Courtois. They lost Hazard.
They lost Diego Costa.
Costa was big.
They lost their backbone of their team, and now look at them. They replaced it with who? Kepa. The guy can't even catch a beach ball.
That was a panic buy.
Going back to my point, I agree with Danny that saying Jorginho I think is the best option. In the summer, we're going to see lots of swap deals now. Not a lot of just buying out straight. We're going to see more swap deals happening.
Yeah.
For Paredes, you know, that's not an option I really want to take. I think Pjanic is miles ahead of Paredes. You know, he was good at Roma, but since then he's been a ghost. Every team he's been on, he's been on the bench. And really, if we get a player like that, it's going to be another Rabiot or Ramsey. They're going to be on a bench. They're going to play there a couple games, but they're not going to give you that extra boost that you need to win championships. So I think Jorginho coming back to Italy, you know, playing under Sadi is going to help Juve the most. And if it doesn't happen, the swap deal between Pjanic and Jorginho, you probably have to find another team to swap him with. But at the end of the day, I think Pjanic's days are done at Juve. If it's a swap deal, if it's a straight sell, I think this is his last season at Juve. You know, he's won a lot with us, but he never brought us over the next step where we want to win the Champions League. And in the summer, I think he's going to be gone.
Yeah, no, I think, and also too that Paredes and Jorginho, they have two different play styles. Paredes is more of like that ball winner, play it up type of guy.
Yeah, box to
Jorginho's
box.
the guy. Yeah, Jorginho's the type of guy. He could win the ball back. He slows down the play, and then he'll pick out his passes here and there, and he's good with the ball at his feet, and he likes passing it. Paredes is just like a warrior. He goes in hard. He's kind of like the way Paredes plays. He's kind of like Allen, like the way Allen plays.
Yeah.
And that's why I like Paredes too, because I feel like every midfielder, they need someone that can do both, have a creator, and then have a workhorse. And that's what I feel like, that's what Juve should do too. If they want to go after Pjanic, like Paredes, I think they should just do straight cash.
Paredes, for Paredes, you could even swap a player like
even like a Sandro or something.
But like a little. You don't have to swap a Pjanic. Paredes, he's only worth 20, 25 million the most.
Maybe because PSG they overvalue their players, so he's probably like 30, 35 right now.
Yeah, and I was even hearing, you know, I know it's not a rumor, but you know, if there's a chance to be taken and Verratti wants to leave, I would swap Pjanic with Verratti.
No, Verratti too. I'd take him on. If we lose Allen or something, I'd like a Verratti too.
Yeah, I'd take him at Juve. Yeah.
I like Verratti. I always liked him. I know some people don't, just because of what he's done and stuff in the past and the way he's performed for Italy and stuff. I always liked Verratti, and I feel like he could be a good player in the Serie A. I always feel like his best potential was to just stay in the Serie A and not go to PSG when he did.
Yep.
Yeah, so there was a couple of reports too saying Torreira might want to come back to Serie A. He might want to leave Arsenal and come back to Serie A. So I'm going to ask this question because I know it's all over Twitter and stuff as well, but I'm just going to ask it, get your opinions on it. If Torreira comes back to Serie A, what team would you see would be his best fit? What team would be his best fit? You want to start off?
Let me Francesco start off.
Okay, so I would love to see my Juve really like Torreira, but I think the way Napoli's mercato is going, I think Napoli would be the perfect club for him. I think Ruiz and Alan's out the door, and that'd bring enough money to bring Torreira to Napoli. So I think I'm going to go for Napoli.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Francesco. I feel that this summer Napoli is going to sell a couple midfielders. I think Alan is out the door, just like how Pjanic is going to be out the door. I also think Ruiz might be out the door too. So, like Francesco said, with that money, they're going to have to buy someone. And I think that Torreira will, if he would come back to Serie A, he would go to Napoli. But I also see him at a team like Milan.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. I would love to take Torreira at Napoli, just because I always liked Torreira as a player. We were linked with him, and we were so close to signing him before Arsenal took him. I would love to see him at Napoli. I think he could come to Napoli. There's a chance, but I think his best fit probably, or not his best fit, but I think I see him at Milan as well. I feel like Milan, they need a midfielder that can help create plays as well. They got Benacer, who's been doing pretty good too for Milan. He's been under the radar. No one's been talking about him a lot. I can see Torreira there too. So I think Torreira could either go to Milan or Napoli. I think those are the two best suitable options for him. But you never know. Don't count on teams like Lazio as well just to get him.
Yeah, of course. You never know. Lazio
can get anyone.
Lazio could still win the Scudetto, get the Scudetto money, and then they could go on a fucking spending spree and get Torreira. So, you never know.
Or whoever, yeah. Okay, speaking of Napoli, since there's been... It's like every day we're linked with a new player. I don't know if you guys seen it on Twitter and stuff. It's every day Napoli's been linked with a few players. So a couple of players that have been linked with us have been Boga, Orsolini, Kistana, or Jorgensen, Tonali, obviously. Even now, a few names coming out. Milan Sar, the center back, the young center back to replace Koulibaly.
On Nice?
I think so, yeah, Nice. Milinkovic to replace Koulibaly as well. And recent reports saying Wendell could be coming in, the midfielder, Brazilian midfielder from Sporting to replace Allen. For me, the one if Napoli have to sign someone, obviously go for a center back. I feel like we need a center back this year. I think we need a backup goalie because Ospina might be leaving, and who knows if the future of Meret, we might need a goalie in general. So maybe a goalie, center back, and a left back. A midfielder too to replace the works of the likes of Alan. I feel like Alan is done. They said that there's a chance that Fabio Ruiz could remain in Napoli, but we'll see when the time has come. Even just get like a left winger too, a backup left winger, because Insigne is getting up there. I think he's gonna be 29 this year. So I wouldn't mind a guy like Orsolini, even Boga, to come in, do the job.
Yeah.
I feel like they're two young prospects, and they have up and come. They have like a lot of upside to their game, and I really like the way they played, especially Boga. For me, he's having a phenomenal season, and I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea buys him back from Sassuolo because they do have a buyback clause. And Orsolini, I've always been a big fan of Orsolini, even when he was on like the Ascoli and stuff. I've known about him for a while. He's got a lot of upside to his game, and at Bologna, he's finally showing what he's truly made of. I'm a believer that he could potentially become a Napoli player. Hopefully, it's not like the next Simone Verdi where we bought him from Napoli, from Bologna, and he just flopped hard.
So if I'm Napoli in this situation, I would get Orsolini.
Yeah, for me, I think Orsolini would be the safest option because Boga, who knows? And there's a lot of teams even outside of Serie A that might offer more money for Boga.
But Boga's the left wing, right?
Yeah, Boga's left, Orsolini's right, but I think this year he's been playing mostly Cam as well.
So if I'm Napoli, I'd get Orsolini, bring him in, because I think that Calcio, this is his last year there. And
Calcio, I think most likely he'll be leaving. In the next few weeks. And we don't know what's the future of Lozano either.
Yeah, I think he's going to leave too. I think they'll loan out Lozano and then a team will eventually buy him up.
I think potentially we could sell because the way Gattuso likes, he likes his wingers that can play defense, and Politano brings that. And also Insigne too, he can come back, collect the ball. Lozano, he's not that good when he's tracking back and stuff. He doesn't fit in the Gattuso system. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Lozano. I think for me, the main targets that they could focus on, center back and someone to replace the like of Alan, I think.
Yeah.
And, so center back, I wouldn't mind Milinkovic because I like the way he plays. He's a physical center back. And he can score goals too. We need that. And we need someone that can replace Koulibaly. And for me, it's hard to find a good replacement for her because obviously Koulibaly is one of the best center backs in the world. And it's going to be hard for us to replace him. So we'll see. And we need a left back. I don't care what anyone says. We need a left back because Mario Rui is not, he should not be starting every game at Napoli. And I feel bad for Gula because it's not his fault. He suffered these 2 bad injuries. He keeps suffering injuries. It's just he had that really bad torn ACL, and he hasn't been the same since. So I feel like Napoli need a left back, and we cannot go for these guys outside the top 5 leagues. We need a left back that we can stick in and he can play every game, and we know that he's good. We can't go with these no-name guys from like the Greek league and stuff. I get it, they have a lot of upside, but I want a left back that he plays in Europe and he's played in Champions League too, and he's played in the biggest games. That's where I feel like Napoli are lacking experience as well. And and also who knows with Mertens as well. Like he might not even be a Napoli player in the next few weeks. So we'll see. We'll get into that now actually. So Mertens has been linked with Inter and Chelsea. Those are the 2 targets that if he ends up leaving Napoli, he might go to. And it seems like most likely he could go to Inter over Chelsea. So what do you guys think? Do you think Mertens could go to Inter, or you think he'll remain at Napoli?
It's a tough question because with Napoli, how they're going in the season, how far are they from a Champions League position?
I think 4 or 5, 3 or 4 points.
3 or 4 points.
Let me double check that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like 4 or 5 points.
39 and Atalanta has 48. So.
Yeah, no, 7. No, 7. Oh my God.
9
points. 9 points. Yeah.
9 points away. So, it's going to be difficult for Napoli to get into a Champions League position this year. And it's going to depend on Mertens to see if he wants to stay at Napoli. Because I do feel that Napoli in the next 2 to 3 years are going to go through a rebuilding stage. They're going to be selling a lot of players. Koulibaly, Alan, Mertens, Calcio are going to leave. These are players that have been on Napoli for a long time. And we're going to see if he wants to stay at that Napoli, battle with him, help them come up once again. Or does he want to go to a team like Inter, and compete for trophies? So it's going to be a thing for Mertens this summer. And in my opinion, I think he's going to stay at Napoli. I think he's going to renew his contract. He's one of those players that I think he doesn't care about the trophies. He just wants to play.
Yeah.
And I think he will stay at Napoli. But if he would go to Inter, I think he would be just a bench player. I don't think he would start. And that's another reason why I think he would stay at Napoli.
Yeah. Faye, what do you think? I'll go after.
I think there's 3 options here. He's going to stay in Napoli, and he renews his contract because of this whole pandemic. And if he does that, all the Napoli fans, I don't know how you guys are going to feel, but it'd be a good move for Napoli. Or he decides to leave. And when he decides to leave, it's either he's going to, because I'm pretty sure he said himself, he wants to he prefer a move to Inter over Chelsea, because why did he just leave for England? Like the player.
Yeah, and he's got to learn a new language, new systems and stuff.
So it makes sense to just go to Inter under a winner, Antonio Conte, one of the best managers in the world. If he does go to Inter, Inter's only getting him if Lautaro leaves. Like if Lautaro stays at Inter, Inter don't want Mertens. Like they won't want him. So it's only if Lautaro leaves, so then it can be a Mertens-Lukaku duo, and that's so good because it works for Belgium. So Conte knows they have chemistry, so that's what they're interested in. Or he could go to Chelsea because for the Premier League, the players treat it like it's Hollywood for them, and they see the money, they see the fame, they see all this shit. Chelsea's not going to win a trophy. He knows he's not going to win a trophy there, but he's going there for the money, for the popularity, for the excitement of the league. So that's the way I see it. Well, who do you have at no, they're gone now. I was thinking of Hazard and Courtois, so the Belgian teammates, but they're gone. So it'd be like a rebuilding phase. He'd be the star at Chelsea because they don't have any other star other than like N'Golo Kante. So it's either he's gonna go to Chelsea because he sees the fame, the Hollywood stars, the lights in his eyes, or he goes to Inter because he wants to stay in Italy. He already knows the language. He wants to win trophies under Antonio Conte, and he gets paired up with his Belgian teammate Lukaku. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, no, those are good points. So I feel like Napoli could. I think he'll stay at Napoli. In my opinion, I would love for him to stay at Napoli because he's almost. I think he's tied. Yeah, he's tied for first as our top goal scorer, and I don't want the same thing to happen to Hamsik that happened to him, that we just let him leave and we don't win nothing with him. I feel like he will stay at Napoli. My opinion. I don't see him going anywhere else. But if he does go to Inter, I don't know how I would feel about that. I'd probably be more pissed off because I know he had the chance to stay at Napoli for less money, and for just because it's his home, he's free. But then I would understand. Okay, you're getting more money and you have a chance to win a trophy as well.
That's what it comes down to. He wants to win a trophy. He's gonna go to Inter. He knows Conte's project's strong.
I think, in my opinion, I think he's more than that. I don't think he cares about the winning more. I think he cares more about like the fans, the passion of the game. And you know what? It's his loss. If he leaves Napoli, he's not going to see Tommaso Strassi ever again unless he goes to Napoli. So pick your poison, Chiro. Pick your poison. But I think he will stay, in my opinion. I don't see him anywhere else besides Napoli. And we're the ones that made him who he is now. So if it wasn't for us, he would still be at the PSV scoring goals in the Dutch league. It also comes down to ADL if he wants to renew Mertens' contract. I think he does. I think it's just the problem is it's just the wages. That's our problem. Yeah. I think they're just a couple million, not million, but like a couple thousand off. Like it's just. Well, yeah. Say he wants 4.5, whatever. I think the ADL wants to sign him for 4, but Mertens wants 4.5.
Well, that's big. It's 500,000. Mertens too. Like he's a star. He's in the Napoli history books. He needs to know his worth, and that's what important with players. Mertens knows his worth. If he wants 4.5, ADL has to say, okay, are you man up? Yeah. Are you worth 4.5? And they have to really sit down and discuss it. And if they decide. If ADL says, I'm not going to give you 4.5, I don't think you're worth it, and Mertens says, well, I'm in the Napoli history books, I think I am, and they get at it, and then Mertens says, okay, fine, I'll go to Conte at Inter, win trophies, and make more, and make double what you're paying me, or I'll go to Chelsea and make triple, not win trophies, but I'll be in the Premier League. So it's whatever he sees it. If he wants all passion, like he's staying at Napoli then, because there's no, I don't see any more passionate fans than Napoli fans, especially in the city. It's incredible. But you have to truly experience it. It's for me. I feel like he will stay. That's just me. I don't know. I hope he does, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for 99.9% of Napoli fans on Twitter, ones I know. I think they want him to stay more. And for me, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want Mertens to stay more than Alan, than Callion.
Yeah.
And stuff, yeah. And I feel like Callion's gone. I think he's already booking his flight to Spain. And Alan too. I think he's going to PSG, in my opinion.
Okay.
You never know.
You
know what?
Money for him.
Alan could be a potential deal if PSG want. And if they go after Koulibaly as well, don't be surprised if, say, Alan goes for like 35, 40 million, maybe more. Knowing PSG, they'll probably overpay him. And Koulibaly goes for like 65 to like 80 million plus like a Verratti coming back. Don't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
The only way that wouldn't happen is Verratti. I don't think Verratti will leave a Champions League team to go to, a team that's trying to battle to come back to the Champions League. Yeah, I don't think Verratti will go to Napoli. I don't
think he's happy though at PSG.
Yeah, a
few reports I read that he wasn't happy at PSG. I don't know.
Look at the coach.
I don't think he's happy.
Thomas Tuchel.
I think he's going to leave PSG
coach.
I think he's going to leave PSG in the next couple of years. But I think if he would come back to Italy, the only two teams would be Juve and Inter.
Yeah, but I read a report too that saying that Napoli could potentially try to get the big Pescara trio again with Insigne, Immobile, and Verratti. I remember seeing that. I started laughing. I go, if that happens. But knowing Immobile said, I'm pretty sure in a recent interview, I could be wrong, but this is all Twitter. I'm just speculating what I see on Twitter. 90% of Twitter, especially for Napoli, it's wrong or fake news, like the Napoli Twitter likes to say. Immobile would like to come back to Napoli before he retires, but he says that Lazio won't let him go. And I found that interesting because
why would you let
I remember we had the chance to sign him a few years ago back, and we just didn't. We went with Milik. To replace Higuain, instead of getting Immobile, we went with Milik. It was weird to see that too.
Danny, I wanna get into a short little thing here. If Mertens leaves, and he goes to Inter or Chelsea, who do you think Napoli should replace Mertens with? Who do you think is like a quality replacement for him?
Ooh, it's tough for me because I know we have Pjanic coming in. So right there, it's an option, but that's more of a Llorente option. That's more like Llorente's replacement.
Yeah, like a.
For me, I think it's gonna be tough, but I can see maybe maybe Pjanic could be potentially the Mertens replacement as well, and I can see Napoli going after like. A guy like Belotti, maybe.
I'd take Belotti, yeah.
But even like, I know it sounds crazy and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Icardi comes. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. They need
you guys will have the money. If you sell the players, you guys, like if you sell Koulibaly, Alan, that's already Icardi money right there. On top of that, Mertens.
Mertens will be a free agent. Well, Mertens will be a free agent. So we won't get money. Him and Calcione are free agents. That's why we're having this problem. I wouldn't be surprised, say if they get like a young up-and-coming striker, like someone who's like 24, 25, maybe 23 maybe. And even I wouldn't be surprised if they go after, say, like a Luka Jovic as well.
I could see
whatever. And even get like Cavani back, just to bring a veteran presence that can come off the bench, could start games.
Well, yeah, Cavani would start every game though if he went to Napoli.
I think if they get Cavani, I think that could be a good replacement as well, even for Milik.
Oh yeah, 100% Cavani would be a.
I would love to see Cavani one more time back in the Napoli uniform, but I can see Icardi as well. It's just there's so many options, there's so many like. Good strikers, it's hard to like pick one. Like they're all good options too, and Napoli too. They're linked with everyone. They're everyone that touches grass. Even if you're in the Irish third tier, you'll be linked with Napoli at one point in your career. Like we're linked with everyone. It's weird to see that, but it's also cool. But then a lot of it's also fake news that come out. Like.
You know you're a soccer player when you get linked with Napoli.
Yeah, no, you're relevant if you get linked with Napoli. Or sometimes they'll just bring news so people can talk about it. That's what Napoli do. They say, "Oh, we have interest in so and so, Mario Gomez from Germany." Oh, they want to bring in Mario Gomez just to talk about it. Napoli don't even know who he is half the time. That happened this week. That happened this week with. ADL, the Napoli Twitter came out saying that recent reports about them wanting Mark Cucurella from Getafe were fake news. ADL doesn't even know who the president is of Getafe, and I was like, oh my god. Only my president can say that. Only my president can say that. And it happened again last night about Napoli's. I think they were trying to sign the Italian, what's it called? Like the medical team, like the head medical guy.
Oh, okay.
Like a trainer or something. I don't know how to describe it at that point. I'm like, I've never seen a report about this. Napoli still tweeted out, oh, it's all fake news. We like the guy we have right now. I go, really? I go, is Napoli that, like, worried about players and stuff? They have to hire a new medical staff? Like, we even linked with a medical staff. I think we're the only team in the world that gets news coming out of a medical staff. That's like saying, oh, Napoli are looking for a replacement for Tommaso Strasse. I have a feeling that's going to come out. Oh, and then Napoli going to tweet out, it's fake news. We like Tommaso Strasse.
That guy's a bigger legend than Maradona at Napoli, Tommaso.
Yeah, he's tight. He's top three. Him, Hamsik, and Maradona, they run the show at Napoli. One runs the iron and irons the kits, and the other ones run the field. But I got respect. I love Tommaso. He's an awesome guy too. Even a lot of people are saying, like, around Napoli and stuff, he's just a generally good guy. And especially when they came to the U.S., a lot of fans were cheering for Tommaso, and he was just like waving at the fans, taking pictures.
Which is good. You need that presence for the players.
Yeah,
like,
you need someone like that in the locker room.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when, like, Gattuso's yelling at the players, and he's just coming around handing out coffees to everyone. Like, you need someone like that. Well, hopefully too, and also they said that so the league guys is going to start soon. They could be training on May 18th, and then the league can start June 13th. So what do you guys think about that? You think it'll go to plan June 13th, or do you think it won't? Do you think the season will just end?
Well, I read somewhere on Football Italia. I don't know how reliable this is, but it was a report saying that Monday, May 18th, team training will happen.
Yeah.
But if anyone, like, new, like, because all the players have been tested. So, like, all the players in the city have been tested. So whoever's positive is in quarantine right now, and whoever's fine off the virus, like, they don't have the virus.
They're just training by themselves.
They're training by themselves, and then 18th they'll be able to train. So, saying that, there was a report, again, I don't know how reliable it is, saying that if a new player contracts the virus that didn't have it before, they're abandoning ship, calling city a day, and that's it. Which, if that's the case, don't have training May 18th, because we all know someone's gonna get the virus. Like, it's not uncommon for someone to get the virus, especially you're gonna expose everyone. They're gonna be training. It's not just like 11 players just training. It's the whole squad training. You have the team. You have the coaches. You have everyone there. If that's the case, it's there's no Serie A. But if that is fake and, like, one player gets it, they just put him into quarantine and whatever, then I think June 13th, Serie A, it'll be behind closed doors, obviously.
Yeah.
And let's hope for a nice, safe, and happy return.
I think that's interesting too, that report, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be ways that they're gonna implement like distancing as well without the training as well. I think they're cutting down time on training, if I read that.
Okay, correct. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, it's also because the players aren't as, like,
fit, yeah.
Right.
And
like,
also, I think they said, I think Napoli said too that they're gonna do training. If they do team training, they're gonna do, I think, a few different groups. So they're gonna have, like, maybe 2-3 groups or something. So it's not too compact. Players are gonna get changed at home, and they're gonna shower at home. They're not gonna shower at the facility and stuff. And they also said that, I'm pretty sure, like, they're gonna they're gonna deliver the kits at home, so there's no changing, there's no interaction and stuff. And then parking, they're gonna, like, park different, like, styles and stuff. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but I know, like, they're gonna shower at home. They're gonna I'm pretty sure they're gonna get changed at home as well. Yeah, take a lot of precautions as well. And it's interesting too, because a lot of people have been testing for COVID, but they don't show signs. So It's weird, but I know, knock on wood, so far Napoli have they've been tested today as well. No one's had it. They tested, I think, 18 to 19 people. No one had it. I'm pretty sure Juve they have none too, right? Besides
no one.
Ugani's clear, Dybala's clear. Who else had it too? Matuidi?
Dybala, Matuidi, Rugani.
Yeah, so they all tested negative for Corona.
Well, no, they tested positive.
No, but now I'm saying now, like.
Oh yeah, now they're negative.
Sorry guys, we just had some technical difficulties, but we're back now.
Yeah, no, there's a few cases that were coming out for Fiorentina. Sampdoria had a few. Who else had a few? I think Torino had one.
Yeah.
They just came out recently. And you guys know more about this than me. What's going on with the Higuain thing as well? Because that's I know he's coming back today. He came back today.
He's coming back today, or he landed today.
And he went to Argentina for his mom, right? Like just to help his mom.
He went to Argentina with his mom because his mom was sick.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. This is actually a great segue, Danny. So Higuain and Rabiot were the last two to return to Torino, but Higuain was there because of his mom.
Yeah.
And then
Rabiot
he was going to return.
Once out.
Rabiot was there on strike. Allegedly, he was there on strike because because he's making $9 million a year.
Oh, sorry about that.
$9 million a year shouldn't be for a backup midfielder, a rotational midfielder. If you're making that much money, he should be starting. He should be like a crucial midfielder for us. But he's making $9 million a year, and Juventus contacted every player and every staff saying, listen, due to the virus, we need have a wage cut so we could pay for things because they're losing a lot of revenue. Obviously, there's no games, no fans in the stadiums, so they need the money. So Rabiot said, no, I don't want to lose my money. And allegedly, I don't know how true this is, he was there on strike. He returned to Torino now, and now there's reports, so might as well get into this now. There's reports of him leaving in the summer, which I hope are true. I don't like him at all. Of him going to either Manchester United or Everton.
Even Newcastle too, with Rabiot.
Yeah, so for a proposed $20 million, I think that's the figure that's the figure that's being thrown around is $20 million. Because if you look at it on paper, he's a young midfielder. He's
young, not really. He's 25. He should be in his prime.
Yeah,
yeah, he's 25, right?
I think he's around 24, 25.
He's still young.
He's entering his prime.
Yeah, youngish midfielder. He has quality. He has experience. If you look at the teams, played for Juventus, PSG. He's French. But at the same time, is another club gonna take the gamble on him? Realistically, we've seen what happens with PSG, the French national team. It's him and his agent. His agent's his mom. If it wasn't for those two, that duo, Rabiot would be lifting a World Cup in 2018. But he didn't get to lift the World Cup. He doesn't play for PSG. He sat on the bench all season. He's doing the same thing at Juve. It just goes to show you how toxic these players are, the attitude on some of them, and where it gets you. So I hope the rumors are true. I hope he leaves. I don't care if it's for free. I don't care if it's for $20 million. I don't care what it is. I want him gone. He's toxic in the locker room. He's just not a good presence to have. I just really hope he leaves, but it also will fill up the wage budget. $9 million a year for a rotational player. We get rid of him, we have that budget to work with, which is good.
Yeah, I agree with Francesco. I agree with Francesco. I think, getting these free transfers are good in a way, but at the same time they're bad because they're getting high salary. $9 million for Rabiot. We're paying him more than we're paying Dybala.
Player. Ramsey's not getting that much, and I would argue Ramsey's a better player than Rabiot. It's all about the player's attitude and wanting what he wants, knowing what he deserves, and he doesn't deserve it. But ATG was stupid enough to give him that $9 million a season.
At least Ramsey, at least he gets the goals here and there. He plays his part. But with Rabiot, we've barely seen a shot on target for him. For a guy that's getting paid $9 million a year.
Even with Ramsey off the field, he fights for the jersey. He's trying to learn Italian. He's trying to be one with the team, which I like. Rabiot, he's just there. It's like a 9-to-5 job for the poor guy. He goes in, he trains, he sits on the bench, he sulks, and then he plays horribly on the field, and then he goes home. He doesn't do anything extra. He doesn't try to. I don't know if he speaks Italian or not. I don't know if he's trying to learn or anything.
I think it's.
But from what I know, he doesn't. From what I know, he doesn't care about the team. He's just there for the paycheck, and that's it. And we don't need those kind of players in the locker room.
Yeah, no. Again, I agree with you, Fred. I just think like about the wages and stuff. I don't get why these players complain. You're getting paid. Like, I know like you want to get paid the most and stuff, but if you're a good team player, and especially during a pandemic like this, where some clubs in like lower leagues and stuff, especially like the Serie C, some clubs in Serie B, Serie D, they're taking a big hit, and they don't have the financial support to continue. Even like some clubs might be abandoned soon. Like you never know because of this pandemic and stuff. You gotta think about, okay, you know what? It's for the club. It's not because they want to. It's not like your president and like director came out saying, okay, you know what, guys, you guys have been playing poorly. We're gonna take your cuts.
I wish it worked like that. You know how better Napoli did it.
Napoli did it too. They did it with when they all, instead of going to the camp or the retreat, they said no, we don't want to go. So ADL cut their wages, and I think that's half a problem too with Mertens. I think even Insigne came out. He's saying I didn't like the way ADL handled the situation. He didn't let the players speak for themselves. He just did it to do it. But it's the best thing if you're not going to listen to what the club has to offer, get your wages cut or just get out of here. Like it's like two options. And Rabiot, especially because he's not a star player and he's nowhere close to near star player, and especially Juve caliber player, in my opinion.
He could be though. Like if it wasn't for his attitude, Rabiot could be such a great.
No, there's been some games this season where he's been our best midfielder. It's the attitude problem.
Yeah,
attitude gets in the way.
Or else he's a good player.
If he had a good attitude and a good workmanship, he had a good work ethic and all this stuff, he could be he could be one of the best midfielders in the world right now.
And at one point too, I think you know where it is. I think this is my opinion. I think it's because he was in Paris. And hear me out. Every player that goes to Paris, they either have a big attitude or they think they're king shit. Look at guys like Neymar. Look at Mbappe now. He's becoming like that. Look at guys like Verratti when he plays for the national team. He always plays with like an attitude. Like guys like, I don't know, like the only one I didn't see that with him is Cavani, and because it's the way Cavani was growing up, he's more of like a family oriented guy. He's more of like, I'm not playing for the money, I'm playing for the passion.
Well, and it's also the players. Like it's like PSG has a history of having like big names, big egos, big attitudes, but it's also like PSG has a lot of money, like a lot of money.
Yeah,
so when they buy players, they buy just like Madrid. They buy the stars.
Overpay them.
They buy the stars. They buy the big egos. And when you have a bunch of stars and big egos on the same team that don't gel together, you're gonna have those attitude problems.
Yeah, and look at
that's
Rabiot
what it
too.
is.
Rabiot at one point when he was with PSG, he was linked to these top teams. Like I think at one point he was linked to Barca, Bayern,
of course, because he was
Madrid.
Really good.
Like
I wanted him at Juve at one point.
He was linked to these big name guys, big name teams. And when he chose Juve, a lot of fans were like, "Why would he choose Juve?" Blah blah blah. Like he should have been by Madrid. And now a lot of players now he's being linked to Newcastle and Everton. Like you see how like attitude, and that's the problem with guys with Balotelli, guys like Moise Kean, Rabiot. They have attitude. They have potential to be good, maybe even great players, but their attitude, and that's why I feel like a lot of players, like a lot of these young players, need to like grow up too. They gotta realize, okay, I'm not gonna be a star player if I don't work hard and I don't have a great attitude. You can have like a passionate attitude, like on the field, start yelling at your teammates when they're not playing well. But when you're protesting over salary cuts because your team's trying to stay financially fine and buy stuff as well, then that's kind of a stupid stupid reason to protest. And a lot of these players, they gotta think, okay, we're lucky we're in the Serie A. We're lucky we have the financial support that we do. Guys, like, look at the teams in the Serie B, Serie C, Serie D. Like, they don't have the financial support that the Serie A has. So when the season gets canceled, a lot of these players, they have to take salary cuts, and some of them might not even be getting paid right now because of the situation, on the ongoing situation, and it's bad too. I feel bad for those clubs, and it's just players got to realize too. Okay, we're lucky we're in the financial situation we are now. Like, too bad. Like, the cuts are, like, it's happening, but
like, it sucks for the player too. But at the same time, like, you
gotta suck it up for the team.
You make a certain amount. Like, if we need to, like, take away $9 million a year and, like, chalk it down to 7, it shouldn't make an impact to where you're living on the street at all. Like, you're still going to be living in your mansion. You're still going to be buying food. You're still going to be financially stable for the rest of your life. It shouldn't be making I think it's not like he's buying a supercar every other day, you know.
Yeah,
like, no, that's the problem. But at the same time, because of these crazy wages Juventus have been giving players, Ronaldo's making $30 million a year.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Ronaldo and Rabiot. One's a legend, one's a Hall of Fame. Like, one's a legend and, like, one of the best players of all time, and one's a PSG Academy graduate. Like, it's a difference.
Yeah, and Juventus have imposed from Correio Torino that there's going to be a new salary cap, so we can't pay players more than $9 million a year.
That's good. Like, you guys are implementing that?
That from the reports I saw, I don't know how true this is, but from the reports I saw, we're going to implement a salary cap, and I guess it's just to get over the pandemic. Because the financial troubles we have, we can't pay players more than $9 million a year, but it's not going to affect current contracts. So obviously, Ronaldo's making $30 a year. It's not going to just say, okay, Ronaldo, you're going to go from 30 to 9 now.
Yeah,
this new salary.
I don't think Ronaldo cares how much Juve pays him, because he's getting paid, and everywhere you can think of, he gets paid.
But it'd be like starting. So if we like bring Pogba in, for example, the most he'll make is $9 million a season. If we bring in, let's just hypothetically, we bring in Neymar or Mbappe, the most they're gonna make is $9 million a season.
I don't know about that. I think
they won't
close to
like
15. They're making close to 15 now with PSG. That's crazy.
Yeah, they obviously won't take that, but that's the reports I've heard. I guess it'll probably last like 2-3 years, if I'm being honest with you, until we get out of this financial drought with the pandemic and all your stuff.
Yeah, no. And you know what? We could talk about this all day, but unfortunately, I have to do a few things. So this could be the end of the podcast, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. I know it's kind of different. We didn't have Enzo, but it's okay. At least we did good. At least we talked about what we needed to. Hopefully,
there's also going to be a podcast coming out midweek because we want to do a podcast after the players have done team training and stuff. There's going to be more news coming out. We still have a couple of things to talk about that we're not going to talk about in this podcast, but we're going to save to the next podcast.
Yeah.
So midweek, there'll be another podcast. So keep you guys on your toes and entertained. If you have any questions, just DM us on Instagram or Twitter.
At Six Side Calcio. And we also, guys, I know this sounds weird, but we also have a TikTok where we post videos here and there, just for the fun of it, just to get you guys going, interacting as well. That's also at Six Side Calcio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can also watch this podcast at Six Side Calcio. And check us out on Apple Podcast, Anchor, Spotify.
And any podcast.
Any podcast you get a podcast, really, check us out at Six Side Calcio. And hopefully you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for listening into the podcast. We truly appreciate it. And shout out to IFTV who recently followed us on Twitter and Instagram. That's huge for us. We were inspired by them. And so check them out as well. And we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao ragazzi. Ciao.
Ora che fare? Questi qua più vado in alto più gli fa male. Grattata, pronta a sparare. Devi credere in te stesso, non ti puoi fidare. Baby tu non ci pensare,